The film starts with Natalie, a focused university senior, deeply immersed in her studies. While sitting in the library with her best friend Gabe, she talks about her future. She studies animation and even illustrates her life plans. Natalie dreams of graduating with top marks and landing a job at a leading company. Gabe, more easygoing, tells her not to obsess over the future, reminding her that things can change in an instant. Hidden in his words is a confession he wants more than friendship. Natalie insists they're too different and wouldn't work as a couple. Despite this, the two suddenly kiss, go home, and spend the night together. Afterward, Natalie makes it clear they're not in love or attracted to each other. It was just a passing moment, and they agree to leave it at that. During the graduation party, Natalie feels exhausted and steps into the bathroom, where her close friend Carla surprises her with 2 pregnancy tests. Natalie laughs nervously, saying there's no way she's pregnant. Carla stays calm and encourages her to check anyway. Reluctantly, Natalie agrees and waits through the longest 2 minutes of her life. As tension builds, she fears everything she's worked for could collapse in an instant. After 2 minutes, Natalie's life splits into 2 possible realities. In the first scenario, the pregnancy test is negative. Relieved, Natalie realizes she isn't pregnant and happily celebrates her graduation. Her path remains clear, and she looks forward to chasing her dreams. In the second scenario, the test comes back positive. Natalie is pregnant. Shocked and uncertain, she doesn't know what to do. Carla, ever supportive, encourages her to speak with Gabe, the only person she's been with. Gathering courage, Natalie leaves the bathroom and pulls Gabe aside to talk in private. She breaks the news to him. Gabe is stunned but sincerely apologizes for what happened. He tells her the choice is entirely hers to keep the baby or not, and promises to stand by her no matter what she decides. Meanwhile, in the pregnancy-free version of her life, Natalie is packing for Los Angeles with Carla, ready to turn her lifelong dreams into reality. In the second version of her life, Natalie is overwhelmed with sadness. Her unexpected pregnancy has blocked her from chasing her dreams. She gets into a car with Gabe, heading to her parents' home. When they arrive, her parents are surprised Natalie was supposed to be on her way to Los Angeles. She stuns them by revealing she's pregnant and that Gabe is the father. Her parents are upset, especially because they know she doesn't love Gabe and see the pregnancy as the result of a careless mistake. Natalie pleads to stay with them, explaining she's decided to keep the baby. Her mother reacts with anger, unwilling to take on the responsibility of supporting both Natalie and the child. Her father steps in, trying to defuse the tension, and gently asks his wife to speak with him outside. Back inside, Gabe attempts to comfort Natalie. In a sudden moment, he kneels and proposes. But Natalie turns him down, saying he shouldn't marry someone he doesn't love. She reminds him that he can still be a great father without being her husband. A short while later, her parents return and tell Natalie they've agreed to let her stay in the house. In the first version of her life, Natalie arrives in Los Angeles and settles into a cozy home with her friend Carla. They begin searching for work online. When Natalie sees a job opportunity posted by her favorite animator, Lucy, she decides to take a chance. Though unsure of her chances, she chooses to attend a party held in Lucy's honor to introduce herself in person. At the venue, Natalie learns the event has a guest list, and her name isn't on it. Just as she's about to leave, she meets Jay. Sensing her determination, he encourages her to be bold and go in anyway. She does, and surprisingly, no one stops her. Inside, she begins searching for Lucy, only to find out Lucy rarely attends these gatherings, despite them being hosted in her name. Disappointed, Natalie leaves, deciding to continue her job hunt elsewhere. Jay tries to convince her to stay and enjoy the evening, but she politely declines. Meanwhile, in the second life, Natalie chooses to keep her baby and stay at her parents' home. Gabe visits regularly to help and support her. During her pregnancy, Natalie returns to drawing, using it as a way to process her emotions like keeping a visual diary. Still, she battles waves of sadness, mourning the future she lost. She can't help but feel envious of Carla, who is out there chasing the dreams they once shared. In one version of her life, Natalie arrives punctually for a job interview at Lucy's animation firm. To her surprise, Jay also works there. He reveals he recommended her, impressed by her dedication. Jay praises her decision to job hunt instead of partying. Grateful, Natalie thanks him and begins working the following day. In another life, Natalie goes into labor. Gabe rushes her to the hospital, where she delivers a baby girl, Rosie. Jay frequently stays at Natalie's parents' house, helping care for Rosie as Natalie recovers. Determined, she saves money, aiming to move into her own home. Back in her first life, Natalie and Jay spend more time together. She learns they share many similarities and over time, their connection deepens into love. 2 years into the second life, Gabe finally buys his dream home. He asks Natalie to move in with him, but she declines, saying they're too different to live together. She encourages him to meet someone new and focus on his own path. Natalie, meanwhile, feels stuck, consumed by motherhood and sadness. Her mother confides that she too faced depression after childbirth, describing it as grieving the loss of her former self. Natalie's heart aches hearing this, deepening her sorrow. In a quiet act of change, her mother cuts her own hair, hoping for a fresh start. Throughout this, Gabe remains present, offering comfort as Natalie slowly climbs out of her emotional low. Time moves on, and Natalie continues living both lives caught between moments of joy and despair. Eventually, Gabe chooses to commit to another woman, thanking Natalie for helping him move forward. He suggests sharing custody of Rosie. Seeking a change, Natalie decides to visit her friend Carla in Los Angeles. In her first life, Natalie strives to progress at work, but her boss Lucy overlooks her talent. She seizes every chance to show Lucy her drawings and tries to join a new film project. Meanwhile, her relationship with Jay grows, and they plan to share an apartment. However, Jay lands his dream job at a documentary film company, forcing him to travel and ending their living arrangement. Back in Natalie's life as a mother, she meets her friend Carla at a restaurant for a drink. There, she accidentally bumps into a young man, Jay, from her first life. He offers to share a drink, but Natalie politely declines, not recognizing him. The next morning, Natalie receives a call from her daughter, Rosie, who says the babysitter stayed with her all night. Yet Natalie has no idea who this sitter is. She bids a heartfelt goodbye to Carla and heads home, knowing her daughter's well-being is her top priority. In her first life, Lucy tells Natalie that although she's talented, her ideas lack originality and are copied from famous painters. Lucy fires her until she develops her own creative voice. Feeling frustrated, Natalie calls Jay, but he seems uninterested in her problems, which hurts her deeply. Realizing their relationship isn't working, she decides to end things with him. In her second life, Natalie returns from Los Angeles and argues with Gabe after he left their daughter alone with a stranger. Gabe apologizes and shares that he is planning to marry his new girlfriend. Natalie regrets turning down his initial proposal. Back in the first life, free-spirited Natalie goes home after losing her job and breaking up with Jay. Meanwhile, in the second life, Natalie the mother returns to her parents with her daughter after the child's father chooses to marry someone else. Notice that both versions of Natalie only return to their parents after facing setbacks, highlighting that no one accepts failure quite like family. Both Natalies dive back into their passion for design. Each creates a website to showcase their paintings and begins producing short films expressing their experiences and emotions. Carla calls Natalie the mother to share exciting news. Her story ranked 30th at a prestigious festival and will be showcased to renowned painters and a global audience. Meanwhile, Natalie the Free receives a message that her story will also be featured at the same event. Gabe celebrates Natalie the mother's success, and old feelings of love rekindle though he is now married. Both Natalies attend the festival, where their inspiring journeys are honored by top experts and fans. Natalie the mother proudly shares her story alongside her daughter. At the same time, Natalie the Free achieves success and reunites with Gabe, who chooses to support her during her happiest moments. Jay apologizes for prioritizing work over their relationship, and they reconcile. After the festival concludes, Lucy apologizes to Natalie DeFree for firing her and doubting her talent. Natalie responds that losing the job helped her discover her unique style and happiness. Lucy then offers to collaborate with her once again. We shift to Natalie the mother, attending a party with her daughter Rosie and Gabe. She asks why his wife isn't there. Gabe admits he can't stay in that relationship and confesses he still loves her. In that moment, Natalie realizes she's always loved him too. Meanwhile, Natalie DeFree has reunited with Jay. Both versions of Natalie reflect on the moment 5 years earlier when one discovered she wasn't pregnant, and the other learned she was. In the end, their stories align. Motherhood wasn't the end of life, nor was choosing against it any easier. Everyone faces their own struggles, regardless of the path they take. What truly matters is holding on to the dream and achieving it, no matter the challenges. Goodbye.